Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to playoff racing here at the L-TAC Cup Series. It's round number 2 of the top 10 drivers battling to see who will be our final 6 to challenge for the championship. Here we are at the Rock 200. It's Rockingham. Exciting racing. My name is Sam Dyer, and with me is always a revolving door. And this week, it's Wesley Outland in the booth with me. And back in the chair for production, it's Carlos Acosta. Wesley, it's going to be a fun mile racing here at the Rock, 200 laps, a course that this league has never touched before, and it's going to be kind of a wild card of what we're going to be seeing here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very fun. This is a track that I've never, first time ever working with the L-TAC Cup Series. There's been a couple of times that they've needed me for fill-ins, and unfortunately, due to my schedule, I wasn't available. But tonight worked out perfectly. My travel arrangements are not until tomorrow for real racing, so it's good to be in the booth with you, Samuel, as always, and we cover other LSRTV events like the S&B Cup Series and, of course, the Northwest Cup and Truck Series on occasions. But, yeah, man, tonight we're at the Rockingham Speedway. This is just at over a mile. 200 miles. This should be an exciting race, 3 stages. And amongst all the excitement of the Rock, it's also a playoff race. So you have to do well to advance into the next round of the playoffs.
Round number 1 just came to its conclusion where we had to say goodbye to 6 drivers, that being Kevin Franks, Robert Pattengale, as well as Brett Fisher, Frank Flores, Barrick Uphold, and Anthony Musatine, who were not able to move on to the next round, but our top 10 drivers that were able to make their way through: Holden McGill, who's been dominating during the regular season and has continued to run well here during the playoffs, with Joseph second in points, Logan Hamilton, Colin Stone, Merrick Watchhorn, your top 5 in points, and the other 5 drivers that are hoping to be in the top 6 by the end of this 4-race stint is going to be that of Garrett Peterson, as well as that of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Jeremy Berger, Sean Deal, and also that of Stefan Purcell. These drivers all challenging to make sure that they can be those top 6. And Wesley, L-TAC playoffs is kind of different. There is no win and you're in ruling. It's all about being consistent for 4 races in each round. This round completely different from the first one. We got 2 short tracks, 2.5-mile courses starting off here at the Rock of Rockingham. Then we go to Bristol to race there next week. Then we go to Las Vegas, finishing off this second round of the playoffs, setting up our championship 6 would be Homestead. Completely different from our first round where we were at Watkins Glen, where Holden McGill won, then Talladega, where Nate Brooker stole away and snubbed a win from our playoff drivers. Then we went a little backwoods racing at North Wilkesboro, where Joseph won there. And then last week, Holden McGill winning at Twin Ring Motegi. So 2 weeks in a row, 2 very different courses, but courses these drivers have never touched. That was Twin Ring last week, and here today at Rockingham. Wesley, qualifying's getting underway. This course is it's bumpy, it's old, and these drivers have a handful here tonight.
Yeah, and we're going to see what qualifying will be like for these drivers here around Rockingham Speedway. I know we're going to go 200 laps of racing here, so we'll let everyone know there'll be 3 stages tonight. In addition, if the yellow flag comes out for racing accidents, but 3 stages will have 60 laps in stage 1 and 2, and then they'll settle it out for a final 80-lap stage for 200 laps around Rockingham Speedway. Jeremy Berger is now on the clock, taking time around Rockingham Speedway. We'll see what he can do. Logan Hamilton, Sean Deal, and Barrick Uphold. All these drivers are the first 4 brave souls around the Rock to go, Samuel, in qualification here at the Rock.
Yeah, and the driver's going to have a handful here tonight. The course seems to just get hotter and hotter. During practice, it was around 111 degrees. Track temp, 76 ambient temperature. Here for qualifying, it's 117. It's going to be a hot, slick course. These drivers slipping and sliding. Goal, stay as low as possible through the corners, but with how bouncy and bumpy this course is, it can be tricky trying to stay low. Given reports, as you see there, from Jeremy Berger, center of the corner, he's going to be backing it down for the 97. Currently going to be placing himself 5th, but we know that a lot of shifting could go on here as we're waiting for some of the top dogs to put themselves on the board. Joseph and Holden McGill, both those drivers so good all season long, as we're looking here at Frank Flores. But Wesley, this is your first time with L-TAC. The field's a little bit smaller, but stage points are massive for these drivers. Top 10 at each stage get points for themselves, as the winner of the stage gets 10 points, drops all the way down to 1 for that 10th place finish. But stage points still carry over into the playoffs, which means you could be gaining a lot of points during those stages, and still, even if you have a poor finish at the end, you can come away with a solid points day.
Yeah, those points in those stages can really help you out amongst the race here, as right now qualifying continues here at the Rock, and we see these drivers working their way around the Rockingham Speedway. And right now, Grant Peterson is setting the bar, 22.868 seconds to Logan Hamilton on a 22.89. Then you got a 23-second lap for Merrick Watchborn. Taylor Benjamin is right now fourth, and Barrick Uphold. And just a moment ago, Joseph will bump Benjamin to the top 5, move him into the number 4 position, as we see qualifying continuing on here at Rockingham Speedway in preparation of the Rock 200, the next race in the playoffs for the L-TAC Cup Series. LSRTV has you covered. There goes that number 20 machine. There goes Colin Stone in 43. Joseph for watching these two cars now on the racetrack. The Tucson Solar Pro entry now working his way to the back straight away into turn 3. Colin Stone looking to see what kind of lap he puts down. But right now, Joseph now going to the top of the board. Samuel, 22.
Yeah, Joseph.
Yeah, what a lap.
Yeah, he has been screaming quick. Another driver to watch out for is the 88 of Joseph Kazi. Kazi going to be another one of those drivers that we've seen time in and time out be extremely quick. But Joseph, this is a great showing after last week at Twin Ring, where that 20 machine, for the first about half of the race, 3/4 of the race, he was trapped a lap down, struggling to find speed, and started to pick it up late.
Oh,
as
Kazi
first into the wall, and oh gosh, scrubbing away that second lap. So he's going to be stuck with his first time. That put him in 5th position currently. As here's the 49, Musati, who we have not seen, Anthony, on the racing surface in quite a while, and he's loose. He's slipping, he's sliding, he's drifting, but holds on.
What a save there. He was dirt tracking it there. Musati off of the corner, and what a save for the driver of the 49 machine. You can really tell he's fighting that car tight in and loose off the center of the corners, and really got some handling problems for Anthony Matucci and that number 49. And we'll watch him here as he's going to get one more shot to try to put down a good lap and try to bump Joseph off the pole.
Yeah, for this 49 coming across the line. We're hoping to see his second lap. Hopefully we'll find a little bit more speed, but into the wall, and it is not even going to count for his second time around. He's going to be stuck with a 23.803, putting him 14th on the board. As you can see on the ticker, the green markers, those are the drivers that are still in the playoffs. And like we said, there is no win in your end. You've had 4 races to figure out how to stay as consistent as possible. And Wesley, I mean, this is a different approach from the first round, going to Watkins Glen, Talladega, North Wilkesboro, and then the 1.5 miles of Twin Ring Motegi. Starting off this round, it's the Rock here at Rockingham. As here's your starting grid. It's going to be Joseph, top of the board, with that of Grant Peterson going to be in 2nd place. Then in row number 2, it's going to be Logan Hamilton and Holden McGill in 4th. 5th place going to be that of Joseph Kazi, with that of Merrick Watchhorn going to be in 6th position. Colin Stone. And in 8th place, we will find the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Then in 9th, we're going to find Barrick Uphold and Frank Flores going to be in 10th. Wesley, the rest of the grid.
Moving on to row number 6 on the grid. Starting 11th is going to be Sean Dillon, 44 to his outside, the number 97, 12th of Jeremy Berger. Moving on to row number 7 on the grid. That's going to be Colin Stone in the 43. Trevor Butcher Benjamin makes up row number 7. Row 8 on the grid. We'll find the driver of course, yeah, there you go. It will be Barrick Uphold, followed by Frank Flores, the 3rd. And we mentioned the rest of those guys: Sam Deal, Jeremy Berger, Robert Pantengale in the 33 is 13th, followed by Anthony Mutasi in the 49. Row number 8 on the grid, we'll find Richard Springer in the 6 from California. Nate Brooker in the number 3 from the United Kingdom. What a way to go there. Stephen Purcell in the 57 will start on row 9. Kevin Franks in the 98 will start 18th, and I believe that is the starting lineup, as these drivers will get a couple of preliminary laps. 9 rows, 18 cars. and we are set to go here at Rockingham Speedway. The Rock 200, the next round, round 19 of the L-TAC Cup Series, and this is playoff race number 2 as well. We await any moment the pace car to work its way down and get going. They'll get a couple of preliminary laps. I believe they'll get 1 lap because this track is a mile long. Samuel, this should be a good one. We talked about it earlier, 200 miles around a track that's close to a mile long. There will be 3 stages. The first 2 stages will be 60 laps each, and then we'll have an 80-lap shootout to the checkered flag, overtime if necessary. But, hey, for those drivers that are in the green, you want to go double green and advance your in the next round to the playoffs and race for championship.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be important for these drivers. Have a solid start as the points have reset from the first round here into the second. And so all the drivers are going to be within one another. Just a couple of points. 6 points is the difference from first in points of Holden McGill all the way back to 10th of Stefan Purcell. So these drivers, one simple mistake could be costly, especially with these smaller fields that get smaller and smaller as the playoffs go around. As the last round is around 20 to 25 drivers that would show up per race. Here we only got 18 as Joseph and also Grant Peterson, green flag in the air, and Logan Hamilton did not get going.
Boy, what a break there for the rest of the pack behind Hamilton. They all got to get up on the binders to miss him. It's a who's who of Joseph. Joseph, though, he loves the start. He'll pull away immediately from Peterson, McGill, Watchburn and company. Top 5, all single file. Meanwhile, the Hornets Nest behind Hamilton back to 1.
They are flipping in entry of turn 3. Colin Stone. Caution comes out, and already 5 drivers, involved in this. And the 43 found himself going upside down.
It all happened with Colin Stone in the 43 machine. First caution here at the Rock on the initial start of things. And we'll take a look at an instant replay. Samuel, you saw it break loose in the back straightaway.
Yeah, it was going to be Frank Flores and Colin Stone right there flipping. Contact going to be made between themselves. Brooker also going to be engaged in this wreck. And more drivers just piling in. The 6 of Springer, as well as Kevin Franks, as we're going to have an onboard with Stone coming down through the backstretch.
This is going to be an interesting ride right here. Let's pause and listen. Wow. Up and over and just simply along for the ride, if you will, for Colin Stone.
That contact halfway through the straightaway, and just both drivers, a lack of, I think, awareness for both. I think for Stone, he was expecting to have a little bit more space to come up, and there just wasn't any. As an early caution coming out.
That was the 98 machine right there, just simply trying to get on the binders. One more time on replay with Stone. Some contact with the 23. They both went into the fence, and it just lifted Stone's car like an airplane on the right front, sent him through the air. And there you see the results and the damage also on that 23 machine as well, as he has damage of Frank Flores the third. Look at this with the 23 on the board. Look at that, right? Nowhere to go. And you notice the front nose of Flores' car just kind of lifted up like an airplane, the car of Colin. And there you see the end result, Samuel.
Yeah, I mean, I think both drivers were expecting for a little bit more room for one another. I think for Stone, he thought he was going to have space, but just not seeing any there. As drivers making contact and a spill happens. And checking to see which drivers are tempted to use a fast repair here. So I believe Colin Stone might be the only one using one, as we're getting stacked up and ready to go here, Wesley.
Yeah, the lights are off on the pace car, so they will get ready to set him up for the restart. Is right now Joseph is the man out in front. The Rush Truck Center's entry of Peterson is in second. That's Chevrolet. You've got 8 Chevrolets in the top 10 in positions 1 through 8, 2 Fords in 9th and 10th. Then you've got a couple of Toyotas rounding out the top 12, followed by a couple of Fords in 13 and 14th. Stone, that was caught up in an accident, sits in 15th, but I don't know how long that will be, as again, 18 drivers taking the green flag here. Springer, Franks, all those cars were involved in that accident. And we'll get ready to make our way back to the Geico restart zone for the first restart of the evening here for the L-TAC Cup Series playoffs at Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, looking at all the drivers that were involved in that wreck, only Colin Stone, the only driver to use his fast repair, but that of Musa T, Springer, and also that of Kevin Franks did take tires on this stop. So we'll see how well that helps them, as immediately we are green once again. Joseph, he's already figured out these restarts. The rest of the field, they have to figure out how to catch up with them.
Yeah, it looked like Peterson was spinning the tires, and that let McGill, Watchorn, Hamilton, and company get mired back behind that machine in second of Peterson. Well, that goes on. Joseph pulls away to almost half a second over Peterson now as they work their way up the banks in 3 and 4.
This one great launch can help you out so much. As for Joseph, he's taking off. But it's going to be the battle for second place. You got 3 drivers that are looking strong. Peterson, who missed last week and just grazed his way into the next round with having enough points. And then you got Watchorn, who's been on a roll looking for a win. He's been finishing 3rd or 2nd a ton these last couple of weeks. He's just knocking on the door for a win. And then Logan Hamilton, fastest during practice. We'll see if the 12 can start making its move, as here comes this pass for 2nd. And Peterson just gives that up easily to that of Watchorn.
Yeah, certainly does, as they work their way back up around the corner. Down the straightaway again they go with Joseph and Watchburn, Peterson, Hamilton, McGill. They're your top 5. Everyone single file, catfishing down on the bottom of the racetrack. 7 in of 200, 53 laps to go. Now making 52 to go in stage 1. They're back to turn 1.
Side by side, Hamilton almost making contact there. Peterson continues to drop back, and I think this might be just a call on his part. Save his tires, let the other drivers wear them out. This track is so bumpy and aggressive, and already a challenge for the lead. Merrick Watchorn, he is not saving his tires. He wants to get up front and lead this thing.
In the early going, these drivers continuing to battle for those spots as they work their way again up out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Watchorn now will go to the point. Joseph falls back to 2nd, Hamilton to 3rd. Here comes McGill and Peterson, the outside pole car, now falling back in the top 5. Still a long way to go here at the Rock as they work their way back down the straightaway.
Yeah, and just watching Watchorn, he was being extremely aggressive for the 91 on these tires, and that it can really strike back. We'll see in the next about 10 laps or so what the speed the 91 has, because everyone else, they've backed down by about 2-3 tenths from what we're seeing from the 91. Seems like they're going for a longer run, saving those tires, recognizing, hey, we might not want to take a set of tires if we have to make a green flag pit stop, as the drivers' fuel windows around 40 to 45 laps, which means they cannot make it to the end of stage 1 without making a pit stop.
Keep an eye on them as they work their way back around the start-finish line. Here they coming up on another lap in, 11 of 200. Here at Rockingham, it's Watchorn, followed by Joseph, Hamilton, McGill, Peterson, and somehow, someway, a little roar of the cars come in my headset, and I love that sweet music. As right now, Watchorn leads the way as he has a whole pack of traffic behind him. There you see McGill, there you see Hamilton, all these drivers still fighting and clawing for position. Joseph in 2nd as they work their way out of 4.
Joseph in 2nd place, looking at some of the times of this last lap. Drivers that are trying to move their way forward. Looks like the 88, Joseph Causey, who he has been on a tear. Whenever Joseph Causey shows up, he finishes in the top 2, trying to get another win on his belt with the very few amount of starts that we've seen the 88 have, but still close contact for 3rd place. Logan Hamilton, I got to be watching out as he's trying to catch up to that of Joseph, as well as back for 4th. Holden McGill, Grant Peterson, they are willing to get each other a little bit frisky, as we're just seeing these 2 little duels throughout the pack. Everyone keeping it close, but not a lot of hard racing just yet.
And there's still a long racing left to go as well, Samuel. There's a long way to go. We're still 15 laps into this thing, 200 laps the distance, and right now, Joseph riding on board him. The rear deck lid of his car showing the machine of Hamilton behind him, and there you see him. He's got a nice little margin distance, but he's still about 1.5 seconds. Hamilton is to the leader, 1.3 seconds back. Watchorn is in 2nd. That's Joseph to Watchorn as they work their way back to the start-finish line. Now working 16 laps in of 200, and after we had that little calamity moment on the start with Stone, Flores and others, they, for the most part, have been nice in single file and nobody breaking out of line, trying to knock some laps off here in stage number 1 at the Rock.
Yeah, I think that is the best. Yes, you hate to see a wreck happen before that of Colin Stone, who is part of our championship 10 that are still racing. But hey, this has settled out the crowd. They've recognized, hey, let's calm down. Still a lot of racing to go. Let's get to the end of the stage. Maybe then we'll get a little bit more aggressive, but let's just stay single file, get close, test each other's speeds, and then we'll try to attack one another as everyone's still single filed out, keeping themselves close. And I thought for a second we were going to see some drivers running down that of Watchhorn. But Watchhorn, he has found speed and he is staying consistent, still now running 2/10 faster than the rest of the field.
2/10, now make it 3/10 on the rest of the field. Watchhorn leading the way. There you see that machine right there, the 91, as he works his way across the start-finish line. The interval now opening up to almost 2 seconds back. That beautiful blue and white and green machine leading down the back straightaway for this race in the next round of the playoffs. He's out in front, looking good. Joseph, Hamilton, all those drivers now still behind him by 2 seconds or more. Watchhorn picking them up and putting them down at the Rock on lap 20.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see the graphics there in your bottom right there for a second of how the lead it just continues to grow lap after lap. As Watchhorn, he's not showing any lack of speed. He's just putting down. I mean, he's figured out, hey, tire wear, thought maybe it was going to be pretty bad for these drivers, but he's doing a great job of being aggressive while not hurting the rubber as much, as now we're halfway through this stint, expecting green flag pit stops around lap 45. It's going to be the window for a lot of these drivers to be coming down into pit road.
So you see the green with the numbers on the scoring ticker? That are the drivers that are in the playoffs. But here's the thing. Watchhorn is the leader right now. Watchhorn is. If he wins, he goes to the next round of the playoffs. And obviously he is leading the way right now. You've got him leading out in front. Then you've got also Joseph, who also is advanced in the playoffs. Hamilton, McGill. Bottom line, Peterson, your top 5, all cars that are in the playoffs looking to advance in the next round from this race tonight at Rockingham.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to set themselves up to have the best run through this round. Again, there is no win in your process for these playoffs, so it's all about staying consistent for these 4 races going on each round. So these drivers, hey, getting a great start of getting a win, getting as many stage points, maxing out your points day. This would be massive for the 91.
Yeah, you're exactly right there, Samuel, and that's what I was reiterating on was even though it's not winning, you're in the points. You're in P1 right now. You're in the green. You're getting lap points by leading laps. You're going to win by stage points. You're going to have a good day. You win the race. That gives you more points, and that allows you to continue to pull away in a quest for a championship as he leads as we approach lap 25.
This is getting closer and closer when drivers might be thinking about if you want a short pit and get yourself a little bit off sequence from the rest of the field, might want to think about pitting now. If you're someone who's further back in 10th or further back, Musa T, Springer, Deal, or Stone, might want to think about as we're getting closer and closer to halfway through this stage, undercut the rest of the field. As right now, the driver's running about a second to a second and a half off of their fastest times. You can gain a lot of ground and hope to pressure some of these other drivers to maybe pit a little bit sooner than they would like. As caution comes out, that changes everything as it's the 23. Frank Flores out of 4, having his issues once again, and this looks like it's complete solo wreck on the 23.
Flores with the car that's celebrating the likes of the great champion of wrestling, Ric Flair, with woo, it's no right now for Flores with problems with the 23. Here's your replay. His second time caught up in an accident here at the Rock, but still 175 laps to go. Wow.
Looks like something broke. It looks like something just broke for the 23. And those drivers that just came dashing close to the quarter panel, those were our leaders coming up to the 23. And it was a scary moment, and immediately Frank Flores, he is disconnected, and it looks like a sign that maybe his screen went black or something that brought out this wreck as here comes pit road stops.
And yes, sir, the cavalry on the pit lane. We wondered if this was going to happen. Watchborn's in, Joseph is in, Hamilton and in. His fans are overlooking the pit stops going on. They'll cycle their way all the way back to pit stop and around turns 1 and 2. You saw where the leader, Watchborn, just pitted. Now up to P1 is the 52 of Peterson. Everyone else in their pit stalls. We go double box now. Watchhorn, the leader. Who's coming out first? It's going to be Watchhorn in first, out first. Joseph, pole car. out second. Hamilton third. McGill and Peterson your top 5 after the first round of pit stops in stage 1.
Solid pit stops from our front runners, trying to gain as much as they can, and kind of could take note. All of them went with fuel only, recognizing that they've only got 4 sets of tires in pit road. Don't want to use up your tires too soon early on. A lot of the drivers aiming for around stage 1 when it concludes. That's when they'll take their first set of tires. And some drivers actually have already taken a set like that of Springer and also of Musati. They took their first set back on lap 10 with their first caution. So they're going to be a little bit off sequence, and they're going to have to worry about when they're going to be taking their next set. They might be thinking about holding off until the middle of stage 2.
So we're understanding that the computer crashed on Flores, his Ford. That's what made him lose control and hit hard into the outside wall. Shades of what looked like would be a throttle hanging. Well, when you're virtually driving and you lose control of your steering wheel, you're going to get a nice slip into the wall, and that's exactly what happened to Flores. Second time that he has been involved in an accident. We will step away. More coverage from The Rock with the L-TAC Cup Series with Samuel and I when we return on your home for sim racing Friday night at LSRTV from The Rock.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the
And we are back. L-TAC Racing Cup Series playoff racing here. Round 2, race 1 of the playoffs for these drivers. For our top 10 to figure out who's going to be moving on to our final 6 to race for a championship. The Rock, that's where we're at. 200 laps. Pace car pulls off as we're halfway through stage 1. Stage 1 comes to a close at the end of lap 60 as we take off. It's Merrick Watchhorn, Joseph taking themselves through turns 1 and 2.
30 laps in, 30 laps to go in stage 1. Still a long way to go here at the Rock, and back in the whip is Watchhorn. He'll pull away about 2 car lengths on Joseph. Put 2 car lengths back on McGill. Meanwhile, battle for Hamilton and Peterson. Also Berger in that dogfight as they work back to strike.
All these drivers still on the same set of tires they started off on, except for the 49, Anthony Musatine. He's the furthest driver up that took 4 fresh tires, but that was early in the race, about 20 laps ago. As a little bit of contact from the 12 and the 52, they're duking it out to see who can get that 4th place position.
Back across the start-finish line, Peterson sideways. Here comes now Berger. He'll close in under his rear deck lid, open up that door for Butcher and Benjamin now. Also uphill, Musati up the racetrack. They're all closing in. Oh, a little loose there for a minute by Kazi, and uphold that goes on to the top 10 as they go to 3.
Still single file, and driver going extremely high. That's going to be the 88 of Joseph Kazi, and he's going to be losing some ground. Springer going to be tackling that position, moving himself, moving the 6 up into the top 10. Great recovery for one of those drivers that was involved in our first caution of the day. As we continue to watch and see drivers duking it back and forth side by side, but up front, battling for that 4th position, it's still Logan Hamilton holding strong. And Merrick Watchhorn, looking at his times, he's just running a little bit faster than Joseph and continues to make this gap lead over a half a second.
34 of 200 laps now with Watchhorn out in front. Joseph the 2nd, McGill 3rd, Hamilton and Peterson. Watching these guys work up the racetrack. There goes Peterson behind Hamilton. Berger and Masani now battle for that spot. It's a 3-car battle with now Butcher Benjamin sticking his nose in the gunfight. Contact's made. Up the racetrack goes Berger as here comes Benjamin peeking on the inside.
Victor
And
Benjamin.
Musati is there.
And Musati just made that pass. A little bit of contact pushing that of Jeremy Berger high. And, you know, sometimes it's difficult when you're playoff racing. That's a playoff driver, non-playoff driver making contact, but it looks like it's not hurting Berger too much currently, but we'll have to keep our eye on it as he continues to fall back.
Up the racetrack, in the wall went the number 3 machine, falling back. Brooker. No caution, will stay green. Watchorn leads, and there's another battle brewing again, led by the Berger Uphold Springer battle in turn number 3.
And you're going to see on here's the replay of what happened. Looks like drivers trying to pinch, and Stone into Brooker, up into the wall, and that contact already. Brooker was dealing with the damage from the first caution of the day. That just makes it even worse. I think he still has a fast repair to work with for the 3, but he's now just limping his way until the end of stage 1.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Definitely some pretty wild racing right there. And Watchorn, Joseph, McGill, Hamilton, Peterson, now the top 5. Up the racetrack goes Berger, Upholds in that mix as well. Butcher, Benjamin, Musati. All those cars coming across start-finish line as we approach lap 40 and 20 to go in stage 1, back to turn 1.
Joseph Kazi right on the back bumper of Uphold, and Uphold's got to be a little bit concerned here because you've got Jeremy Berger who's trying to recover, but whoo, they are right on top of one another, willing to get a little bit aggressive. Here comes Uphold to the inside.
Have it your way, not today, Berger. Berger loses 1, 2 spots. He'll fall back. Uphold clears him, Kazi clears him, and the Whopper will get back on the high horse with 20 to go in stage 1.
Here comes the U through the inside. Here comes the 6 also. Jeremy Berger, that little bit of contact that he got with himself in the 49 continues to hurt him, as we'll see a little bit of the replay here. Some of the contact being made from the 92 onto the 97.
These guys are battling, fighting hard. Watch this right there. A little contact, and there goes Berger up the racetrack, a little sideways, and good save for him, actually, to keep it going as well. And there you see him just simply getting a little loose. All those cars clearing by him. He'll save it. We're back to racing now. Up the screen, there's Butcher Benjamin in that Mountain Dew number 1 machine. He's closing in on the top 6, if you will. Masati's in his crosshairs. Uphold and Kazi, as well as Springer. Those cars into the top 10. That 3-car battle heats up on the back straightaway. 19 to go in stage 1.
I mean, it's got to be so frustrating for Jeremy Berger as we're seeing the battle still going on for 8th place. Uphold, Kazi, the 88, making the inside line work. Got to be careful. Right on the quarter panel, trying to use some side drafting is Kazi as they go into turn number 1. But for that of Jeremy Berger, playoff driver, that is now 3 times that he's been tapped by a driver that's not a playoff contender. And it's got to be frustrating for the 97. We was racing up in the top 5, now back to 11.
And that race battle continues as they work their way, if you will, back across the stripe, coming out of turn 2 to the back straightaway. Now back down to start finish with Watchorn still out in front. He has been the man out in front since the get-go of things, but this battle continues again between Berger, Springer, Deal, Uphold in front of them, and they make a little razzle-dazzle move going to turn 3.
It just seems like the 92 of Uphold, he is struggling off of turn 2, and that was kind of the notes that we were given. Coming off of turn number 2, a lot of drivers have been struggling with how bumpy and aggressive this old surface is. Coming through the corners, if you hit the bump just wrong, your car goes from feeling tight to then loose, and that's what we're seeing from this 91, who also has slight rear end damage. That could be also affecting the 91 when he's coming out of the corner.
Friday night, the L-TAC Cup Series on your home for sim racing. LSRTV, Samuel Dyer, Wesley Outland here with you. Carlos Acosta doing a phenomenal job of the production. Awesome camera views, and we are approaching 15 to go in stage 1. 50 laps awake now on lap 45 with Watchorn, Joseph, McGill, Hamilton, Peterson, still the top 5 as the battle goes on with Berger and Kazi and Springer in 3.
You know, another note on that Jeremy Berger contact that he got pushed outside of the top 10. That means stage points are really something that is very viable to have, but are now going to be thrown out the window. Also for Sean Deal, they're going to want some stage points, and Colin Stone and Purcell. Those 4 drivers outside of the top 10, and these could be costly points that you need to have for themselves, as here comes Stone trying to recover from his flip that he had earlier, side by side with Jeremy Berger for 12.
And that's that lap car as well of Stone. that got involved in that incident. There you go, have it your way, but not today so far for Berger. He has had a couple of mishaps that have cost him. He's now fell back into the clutches of 13th in car 97. Meanwhile, there is the 44. That's Deal. Comfortable ride going for him. Causey in the 88 machine is in 8th. He's trying to close in on Musani, who's in 7th, as they cross the line. 12 to go here in stage 1.
Stage 1 comes to a close after lap 60, and then these drivers will have a caution. They'll come out, reset, get some new tires. A lot of these drivers just hoping to get a new set here shortly. As we're seeing here, Merrick Watchhorn still pulling away. It's still under a second between himself and Joseph, but we really haven't seen the speed from the 20 enough here even after the restart to be able to catch up and stay with the 91. This first stint, there'll be a lot of information to hold in.
Trouble. Berger sideways, down below the apron, saves it, goes back up the racetrack, right in front of the pack, and he'll still hold on. No caution, but that could have been scary for Berger in 97. Might have cut down a tire there, Samuel.
He was coming out of turn number 4 when the 97 had a self spin and just issues for himself. Other passes that are going on right now. Battle for 7th is underway. As you're seeing, the 49 just tightening up through the, coming out of the exit of the corner. Easy pass for the 88 of Causey.
Gotta wonder, Sam, these drivers have definitely freeing up their cars. They're getting tight and loose, and a lot of handling issues we're starting to see here. Watch the replay. Here's a replay of what happened to Berger in 97. Watch this. Whoa, dirt tracking it off turn 4, through the infield grass, slides through victory lane, back onto the trial in 1, still dirt tracks it. What a piece of driving, not to collect any other cars, and much less to damage his car any more than possibly flat spotting tires on the 97.
It's incredible that there was no contact with the wall or any other drivers. Jeremy Berger, great save for himself. And also, as the ramping up comes to the end of stage 1, the battle for 4th place. That is also raging, as looking like Logan Hamilton, also that of Purcell. I mean, these guys are really not even giving each other an inch, and this is now giving a shot for that of Taylor Butcher Benjamin to get into the mix here, as Hamilton's got to be careful on the outside.
Watching a replay of the 1 car, keeping an eye on Butcher Benjamin there. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the double box. This is a battle with the leader on the bottom left of the monitor. Top right is that battle that is heated up that my colleague Samuel reiterated on between Butcher, Benjamin, Causey, Springer, Hamilton, all that's going on. With 7 to go in stage 1, it's still Watchhorn out in front going to turn 1.
Still, I mean, he is just pulling away. It's now up to a second and a half or more. Joseph, I think he might have had an issue for the 20. He is slowing down, and here comes Holden McGill for 2nd place.
This is for 2nd spot, still the leader on the bottom. Now they're door-to-door for the 2nd. Joseph on the 3rd spot. The pit stop entry up on the outside. His Chevrolet now passed by the Chevrolet of McGill. McGill goes with 5 to go to 2nd in turn 1.
McGill only had 1 race this season where he wasn't the points leader, and that was back during round 1 after Talladega. Ever since then, even during the regular season, it's been Holden McGill, leader of the points, and he's hoping to still be the points leader after today. The 2nd place finish isn't a bad spot after stage 1.
4, now make it 3 laps to go here in stage number 1. Next time by Watchhorn, McGill, Joseph, Peterson, Hamilton, your top 5. Dirt track, and it's McGill off turn 2. 2nd place car getting sideways. Joseph licking his chops, ready to pounce like a coiled cobra as they come to the line in 3 to go in stage 1.
This track is a cheese grater on tires, and we're starting to see it more and more. Drivers feeling that loose sensation, and with not having tires at all, a lot of these drivers still on the same set they started the race on. It's just getting looser and looser off the corner, and at 21 and 20, they are wheeling it off these corners.
Watchhorn, McGill, now Joseph playing cat and mouse. You're on board with the 3rd place man, the pole car. There he is, Joseph trying to reel him in like bait on a hook. Down to the line, 2 to go in stage 1 at the Rockets. Watchhorn out in front. We watch the battle for 2nd.
Still, Joseph's got to figure out how to stay low, find the momentum off the corner, but the wiggling you're seeing from the steering wheel of how loose he is, that's costing him time. Still within 3/10, but Joseph's got to figure out how to keep this car smooth, got to work on that throttle control so he's not wheeling it as much as he is. He's practically turning it completely to the right to try to save this thing off the corner.
Final lap to go in stage number 1. Watch Horn out in front. That 91 machine is out and dialed in as he'll work his way into the corner this time by. He will come to the white flag. It will be one more lap to go this time by in stage number 1. The twist, 91 sees one more lap left to go in stage 1, ready to accumulate 10 more points. The 91 out in front at the rock for the final time in stage 1.
We're going to be seeing our leader on the left in the battle that's going on for 5th place. On the right, as Merrick Watchhorn continues to cruise his way through 3 and 4. The 91, he's shown that he's got the pace, hasn't slowed up at all, and now coming across the line for stage 1, Merrick Watchhorn gets stage 1 points. Those 10 bonus points, so massive, especially with how close the points are coming into this race. You've got to build that lead as much as possible, as there's the caution for stage 1.
Yeah, you see the top 10 coming across the start-finish line, and then once the top 10 cross the scoring loop, the yellow flag was displayed from the flag stand, and just like that, stage 1 is done. It'll go to the driver of the number 91 Twiggy Chevrolet of Merrick Watchhorn. He holds off the likes of Holden McGill and Joseph the pole car, who were having a very interesting battle for the bridesmaid spot. Grant Peterson is 4th, Logan Hamilton 5th. They'll both get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 points. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points will go to Butcher Benjamin, Causey, Springer, Musati, and Deal here at Rockingham, Samuel, in stage 1.
Yeah, massive for Sean Deal to get himself into the top 10 as he was running around 13th, about 15, 20 laps to go through stage 1. Great recovery for the 44 to get himself there, but here they come, pit party. Drivers coming in, getting themselves set up. As coming into pit road, it's going to be Merrick Watchhorn to be the driver to watch out on how well he can get through, get his box service done and stay out front.
I remember the last time that Merrick Watchhorn came down to the pit lane. He came in first, came out first. That was right around the lap 30 mark in the first stage after another caution flag was showed. But for this time, he gets ready to make work. 4 tires and fuel, it's looking like, from the double box of different areas of cars on the pit lane. Service being done. And it looks like already they're pulling out. Wow, just beating out Watchhorn.
McGill gets it done by a nose coming across the line there. And going to be staying out, going to be that of Robert Pattengale, who's going to be trying to get in some points led, presumably here for the 33. Nope, he's going to be coming into pit road. So he'll be starting all the way in the back. Wesley, stage 1 comes to a close, and for Merrick Watchhorn, great points day for himself, also for Joseph, and the driver that I'm most surprised on how well he's recovered, the 21 of Holden McGill, getting up to 2nd place to finish that one out, and for Sean Deal. But we got to give thanks to those that make this racing action happen. To Tucson Sound Art. Tucson Sound Art introduces an entertaining, new, enjoyable way to listen to your music at home. It is a paint service that has a speaker built in. And for you, you can either upload an image or you can go through their catalog and gallery of photos to get yourself a Bluetooth speaker to make it so people are hearing music from the artwork around your house. Go to www.tucsoundart.com for more information and to get yourself your own Bluetooth speaker sound system with some art to look at.
Green and white checkered flag showed to signify the end of stage number 1 after pit stops here for the 2nd time for many. McGill will be the car that will lead Watchhorn, Joseph, Peterson, and Hamilton back to green. More in a moment on LSRTV's coverage of the L-TAC Cup Series from the Rock.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, Anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound art is elegantly hidden behind a high...
Oh my goodness.
And it is race time. Green flag out in the air. Stage 2 has come to a start as these drivers going to be racing to the end of lap 120. It's Merrick Watchorn, Holden McGill. McGill got the exit out of pit road and had the lead, but couldn't get it done coming through 1 and 2.
Ready to go here in stage number 2. Watchorn got the whip back on the restart quickly around McGill. McGill now sits down to the inside. He tries to get a run on the bottom. He's there within a whisker of the car door. He's there on the inside, door to door. Can't shut him off. It's Watchorn shutting the door on the 2 on the back straightaway on the machine of McGill. Well, that goes on. Joseph, Peterson, Hamilton having their own little battle in turn 3 as well.
These three have been on top of one another for the longest time during the halfway of stage 1 to the end. Still hard racing between those three. And I'm looking to see what the 88 of Joseph Causey is going to do. He's moved up to 6th, soon to be challenging for our top 5. Merrick Watchorn, though, he's continuing to pull away. And looking at these drivers and how they're attacking this race, Merrick Watchorn, he really took to this course quickly. This is the first time L-TAC's been to Rockingham Speedway, and we're starting to see some of the drivers that have figured out this course quickly. We'll soon to see some drivers, probably at the end of stage 2, that have learned throughout this race on how to save your tires and attack this course, as that battle for 3rd still hot and heavy.
Working their way, roaring down Thunder Alley, now to turn 3 here at the Rock. There goes the machine of Peterson, now getting cleared by Joseph. Joseph, Peterson, and Hamilton continue that fierce battle. About 3 car lengths back, you'll find the battle of Causey, Benjamin, Springer, Husati. Those cars now trying to close in and make it about a 10-car single-file battle for the lead. I mean, that goes on. Here goes now the machine of Peterson, peeking back to the bottom in 3.
Still just poking the nose periodically, trying to figure out how to force that of the 20 of Joseph to make a mistake. Logan Hamilton, fastest during practice. He's still just lingering in 5th. Might be thinking about possibly he's got that quick qualifying pace, but maybe the race pace is what needs to evolve throughout this course. And right now, Logan Hamilton just staying in 5th place, but Peterson's still waiting to where he's going to poke that nose. But we kind of saw this during stage 1. Drivers got in line. He's kept themselves safe and steady up front. It was the drivers around 9th and 10th that were getting the most dicey and a lot of contact being made.
Watchorn, McGill, Joseph, Peterson, Hamilton. They're your top 5. Causey, Butcher, Benjamin, Springer, Uphold, Deal, top 10. That's the way it stands. They roar back across start finish. We approach lap 75 next time by with 125 left to go in the Rock at the opening of stage 2.
These drivers putting on a show as we're now in the middle of the playoffs, and soon these drivers are going to be having themselves a truck series that's going to be starting in mid and late September. And if you want to be racing in these L-TAC Cup cars, you got to first go through that truck series. So if you want to get more information, go to Nolan J. Rempel on iRacing. Message him for more information. Find yourself racing in that truck league, as they're going to be racing Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting September 22nd to December 15th. Get yourself in that trucks league so you can be racing with these guys in the Cup later on in the year.
Are we broadcasting the truck series on LSRTV?
Hasn't been confirmed yet, but I know that Nolan wants to get as many drivers in that as possible. They want to see this league grow, as we've been seeing a lot of great racers coming in this season. We want to continue to see more drivers coming in, challenging the likes of Merrick Watchorn, Holden McGill, and Joseph, and Logan Hamilton, like we're seeing right now.
Well, I gotta say, it's props to them. It's kind of like what the Northwest Cup and Truck Series do. They have the Northwest ARCA series, if you will, and that's the driver development program to advance up to the Cup and Truck in the Northwest. And I think it's cool to see the L-TAC series do the same thing. The trucks are always fun. Make it up, work your way from the trucks into the Cup. The driver development sim program looking good. We're looking forward to it. And again, watching these drivers, the best of the L-TAC Cup Series in the playoffs. Watchorn, McGill, Joseph, Hamilton, Peterson, top 5. You would think they would kind of calm down, but they are racing fierce for those positions, especially for the top 5 as it works again.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of drivers are recognized.
Out of turn 4.
Well, I think what we've seen is from Watchhorn is you can be aggressive. These tires are not falling off as aggressive as I thought they would be.
No.
So these drivers can be very rough and rig it as much as they want, and that's why we're seeing that of Logan Hamilton and Joseph Causey cutting their way through the field. Now for Causey up to the 5th position, and for this 88 machine, he qualified further back than I thought he was going to, but doing a great job for himself. Now up to 5th. And these drivers slowly, methodically making themselves forward, but kind of what we saw from stage 1. Merrick Watchhorn, he's up over a 1.5 seconds compared to the rest of the field.
Coming up on 20 laps to go to halfway. We have about 60 laps to go, or 40 laps to go, if you will. The end of stage 2, and they're sideways just a moment ago. Causey, Hamilton, wow, what a save.
Yeah, there's a little bit of contact entering turn number 1, and somehow they hold on, continue to push forward, but that little bit of a slide from the 88 and the 12, that could start to snowball on them. They got to be careful to watch out for their tires for these next 5 laps, make sure that they don't heat them up too much, as this stage still creeps along. And we're about 20 laps away from these drivers thinking about pit stops.
And halfway, for that matter, under 40 laps to go here in stage number 2. Remember, the flag will fly on 20 unless the caution flag comes out before race. Heavy heated continues on in the top 5. Causey, Peterson, Butcher, Benjamin, Springer, Uphold, all in that pack of cars as they come across the line, and they go back single file now to turn 1.
And behind them, you've also got that of Uphold Deal. They're racing to make sure they're in the top 5, and then going extremely low. Colin Stone gets out of shape, able to hold on, but that's going to be losing him 11th position, falling back to 13th. Butcher Benjamin, one of those drivers in the 1 Mountain Dew machine, just lingering and waiting, not really feeling the pressure of going. I think a lot of these drivers recognizing this is a completely new course for this league. For some of these drivers, it might be one of their first times here. So just take it slow, race your own race. And if you pass some drivers, awesome. Your goal, not to make as many mistakes as the drivers around you.
Watchhorn now opens up about a 2-second lead over McGill. There is the Twiggy machine, number 91. He dominated stage number 1 after being on the outside of the front row and getting around Joseph. And now you see the interval down below. You see some of his lap times being very consistent, if you will, Samuel, picking him up and putting him down, and he is the man to beat so far here at the Rock tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Watchhorn's been doing everything right in his eyes. I mean, get up front, hold on, and the biggest thing for Watchhorn is bank on no caution coming out. But for a lot of these drivers, we have not seen a green flag pit stop yet, which this could be really tricky for some of these drivers on the fact that everyone likes to run low, and there's a lack of communication. You could be seeing a caution coming out for green flag pit stops of drivers trying to come into pit road, but hard racing now is Logan Hamilton. He's trying to do some defensive driving as the 88. Joseph Causey, he's right there on the back bumper. He's trying to get to the quarter panel. He just isn't getting the runoff that he wants to get.
13 to go to halfway. Look at the Hurricanes machine. Number 88 of Causey. Go Miami. To the inside. Peterson's there. They'll fan back out now. Single file. Rush truck center entry of Peterson. Behind Causey. Up there in front of them is Hamilton. Here comes now Butcher Benjamin. The Mountain Dew number 1, followed by the shades of the car that match Mark Martin's days back in the NASCAR Cup Series. It's Springer in the 6 car. Valvoline machine all there in a pack. 6 cars. 5 cars, if you will, single file. No one breaking out of line as they slither their way into that 3rd turn.
Yeah, for a lot of these drivers, it's stay up front. Looking at our top 8 right now, 3 of them are non-playoff drivers. That's going to be that of Springer, Uphold, and also Joseph Causey, non-playoff drivers of our top 10 in points. So They're just trying to be out here spoiling, not giving those drivers those extra points that they could be gaining for themselves. And out here trying to get a win that could possibly, you know, torment, lose some points for the drivers that would like to extend their points gap from some of the drivers that have been struggling here tonight, such as that of Stefan Purcell, Stone, Berger, and Deal. Those 4 drivers, they need to step it up if they want to have a shot to be moving on to the next round, because you don't want to start the first race off extremely off the foot of the drivers in front of you.
9 laps to go. Now make it 8 remaining here in the coming up on halfway. Stage 2 will go till lap 120. Then it's all bets are off on a Katie bar the door 80 lap shootout as Causey gets pushed out of line. Couple of cars coming to the pit lane. Stone is in the Tucson Solar Pro Chevrolet. He comes in for service after a dismal stage 1. 2 cautions involved the 43.
Yeah, some other leaks that we've watched. Colin Stone, I would say he's kind of like Matt Dyer in a way. Likes to pit early, try these early pit stops to try to gain time and a net gain of getting these early pit stops and fresher tires than the rest of the field. It might not win you the race, but it certainly can give you more points. Colin Stone, if he can take 4 fresh rubber and get out there, but it looks like he's deciding just for fuel for the 43. And now he's got to bank on the rest of the field coming into pit road and hope that there isn't a caution that comes out, as with that 1 pit stop, the 43 is now 2 laps down.
And 7 remaining before halfway. Watchorn continuing to stay out in front. Merrick Watchorn, what a phenomenal job so far for that driver. In the 91, Holden McGill in second. Joseph third, Logan Hamilton fourth, and Joseph Causey the top 5. 7 laps now, less than that to halfway. And we're watching this battle continue, still going on in the top 10 between Causey, Peterson, Butcher, Benjamin, all in that mix back to turn 1.
Yeah, we were seeing that a Springer mixed in with this, but it looks like his tire wear has kind of hit a peak where he's not able to hold on to the backpack. Some drivers communicating, thinking about coming into pit road. And here comes our leader, that of Watchorn, first to come in of the drivers in the top 5. Also going to be that of Joseph Causey. And oh boy, don't want to be making any mistakes as Peterson almost came flying into the water barrels. It's a spot the drivers don't want to be finding themselves in. Wesley, pit stops have now started. Question
Green
is, will we
flag
see a
pit stops
caution?
at that. Green flag pit stops at that for the first time tonight. The last couple of being under caution. Remember, we had a caution just after halfway of the stage 1, and there were cars taking pit advantage. But now green flag pit stops ensuing. McGill will go back to the lead. Here comes more cars coming down to the pit lane, and the race continues on the top right as they work the back straightaway.
Looking at the field of drivers and with their pit stops, looks like Causey going to be losing a position after overshooting his box. Now coming back into pit road is going to be that of Joseph, and drivers got to be careful. This pit lane is so long, it goes all the way to the middle of turns 1 and 2. You got to be patient as a speed limit for pit road, 40 miles per hour is a long time, and each time you come into pit road, it could be putting you 1, possibly 2 laps down. Matters on how far back you are.
Well, you automatically know that if you come down to the pit lane in a green flag pit stop at the Rock, you're automatically going to put yourself a lap down, maybe more, as you said, especially if you make a mistake, because the pit entrance at Rockingham goes all the way from turn 4 through the tri-oval, all the way down into turn number 1 and 2. It was one of the most unique pit stop boxes in the history of NASCAR, and then Phoenix kind of mimicked it. Martinsville also mimics their pit stalls a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's a nightmare, actually, if you get busted for speeding on pit lane, especially, Samuel, if your pit stall is like all the way around in turn number 1 and 2, you get busted for speeding coming onto the pit lane as we approach halfway next time by. You've really, really got to be on the binders and pay attention as McGill is looking to come to the cross flags here at Rockingham.
McGill to the lead and still staying out. A lot of these drivers can probably stay out as long as possible. Logan Hamilton into pit road. A lot of these drivers think about staying as long as they can, which will be around lap 103 to 1:05. That's going to be the furthest that a lot of these drivers can take themselves, and they might be banking on the fact that could be seeing a late caution that would put them in the prime spot to keep themselves as, oh boy, got to be careful getting those binders. Holden
That's what I was
McGill,
talking about.
able to get down to 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Holy cow. Got to be careful not to get busted for speeding on pit lane, and there's a prime example right there.
Watching these drivers and their speed limits, I'm wondering, Holden McGill seemed to be a little bit quick going through pit road. I'm wondering if he might get caught speeding driving through. I'll keep my eye on it, but the 21, he was quick coming in. We saw him trying to slow down, but sometimes it could be just 1 to 3 miles per hour over, and you will be caught speeding. That's a penalty that will hold you for a long time. Holden McGill, though, looks like he was clear. He's back out on track.
Back after halfway here. And now Butcher Benjamin in the Mountain Dew #1. Here comes Springer in the Valvoline #6 Ford onto the pit lane. And now Butcher Benjamin, there you see his car, the Mountain Dew Chevrolet, now leading here at Rockingham. There's a drone view, if you will. All of this going on. Springer into his pit stall.
Still waiting on about 6 drivers coming to pit road. Butcher Benjamin, Barrick Uphold, Musa T, as well as Kevin Franks, Purcell, and Pattengale. And Robert Pattengale seemed to be getting loose out of the corner for the 33. This has been a kind of a dismal day for this team that was just hoping to have a solid, possibly top 15 finish. He's just going to need and hope that this race can come to a close quickly, as you're seeing some of the drivers catching up to our leaders, trying to unlap themselves the hard way if possible.
94 laps to go. As Butcher Benjamin, Uphold, Musati, Franks, Pattengale is 1 lap down, so at least 4 cars have not pitted yet. And Samuel, here's the thing. A lot of the heavy hitters, they're a lap down. We only have 4 cars in the lead lap. That's it. And we're still awaiting these other cars to come to the pit lane.
Yeah, and a lot of these drivers just went with fuel only. There was 2 drivers so far that have gone with 4 tires on this stop, trying to gain positions going into the end of stage 2. Sean Deal, Nate Brooker. Deal, playoff driver. Brooker is not. So for the 44, his goal, gain as many positions as possible, but it's going to take a while for him to catch up to speed. But with everyone not taking tires, there's a good chance the 44 could gain a couple of spots and find himself into the top 10 to get those stage points.
Here comes a couple of cars coming to the pit lane. Here comes the leader, Butcher Benjamin, on the pit lane now. He'll come in for service. And as I always say, this will cycle back around as other cars are also pitting again. This will cycle back around in time, Samuel, for Watchhorn, McGill and Watchhorn to get back up on the lead lap.
Yeah, we are coming close to 11 laps left here in stage #2. Comes to a close after the conclusion of lap 120. And Holden McGill had the better stop, faster time through pits, and he is now a half a second ahead of Watchhorn. It is now all defensive as we wait for the 98 of Kevin Franks to come into pit road. As here comes the 98 into pit lane. So our green flag pit stops have gone and came through. It's Holden McGill, our leader, trying to hold off the most dominant car of the night.
Now they cycled back around in sequence, and as I told you, McGill will now end up back as the leader. Watchhorn the 2nd spot, Joseph now the 3rd, followed by the machine of Hamilton and Peterson, your top 5. Berger, Butcher Benjamin, who just pitted a few moments ago as the leader. Causey, Dill, Springer, your top 10. Watchhorn and McGill, there's the battle for the lead, and cat and mouse at the turn 1. 9 to go in stage 2 at the Rock.
As they are going to battle this thing out, Watchhorn looks like the better car here, but we'll see if Dirty Air is going to be anything to mess with this 91. But we're seeing that he's trying to run a little bit lower through the corners, which is gaining him some time. What we were seeing once Watchhorn got his second lead, there was a little bit of back and forth going on between McGill and Watchhorn on who was faster, but coming out of turn 4 into turn 1, Watchhorn is right on the back bumper. Give note though, one of our playoff drivers, Purcell, got caught speeding, got held. He's 4 laps down in 17th place.
Eight laps to go here in stage 2. Working their way back across start finish line on exit out of 4, and Watchhorn reeling him in. McGill still at the point. This battle continues. Lap traffic in the way of Flores as they go to turn 3.
Up front, 2 great battles. Battle for the lead, battle for 3rd place. They're both on each other's bumpers. It's great to see when your playoff drivers are getting aggressive, wanting to get the best positions as possible. Watchhorn, he wants to get the sweep of the stages, set him-self up for the end of this race. But Holden McGill, he wants those stage points as well as they're coming up to Colin Stone.
For the lead, inside, for a second there, Watchhorn had a run on McGill at the bottom. And
That
then
was
he
Jeremy
lost
Berger.
momentum. Wow.
Jeremy Berger went for 2 tires, and he's showing 2 tires are strong. He went from 6th place up to 3rd with that dazzling 3-wide move.
Have it your way for Roper in stage number 2. He's made it up to 5 to go. And here's a look at how he got it done in 97.
I mean, just a lot of aggressive racing going on for these guys. 6 laps to go. Sean Zeal, he also went with 4-tire stop. He was back in 13th when he made that decision. He's now making the pass for 6th.
4, 5 to go in stage number 2. Look at all these cars fight and claw their way with McGill out in front. Lap cars are picking Flores. He clears him. And here comes Berger. Ready to be like the hamburger at Mickey D's, except on the Burger King Whopper machine to reel in and take it away from McGill. Watchhorn. Berger is there. Boy, he's strong in that 97 car to turn 3, Samuel.
He got 2 tires under the stop, and he's
There he
going for
goes.
6th place. Jeremy Berger, he went from getting no points during stage 1. He's trying to win stage 2, maximize the points that he can get. This would be massive for the 97 with the woes he had for the first 60 laps. He's got 3 more laps to pass to the 7 to 21, and here he goes for the lead.
He is there to the inside. McGill's got to throw the block. He won't. He'll open up the door. Berger below the line. 2 to go in stage number 2. He's on the driver left going across the line to turn 1. New leader. Berger's there. Have it your way to turn 1.
Pit road closes, and a new leader is here. Jeremy Berger, with a tire strategy, works out for himself. And for that of Holden McGill, Watchhorn, they've got to watch out. Sean Deal, he might be 2.8 seconds back, but he is flying as well. He might come up and make a pass here for 2nd and 3rd.
Berger is there. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go in stage number 1. It's all Berger. Stage 2. Final time. He's out in front. What a pit strategy, and he's made it work for the final time in stage 2 to 3, Samuel.
And if you're going to be recognizing, hey, you had a poor stage 1, points matter drastically. Take 2, get stage 2 1. Jeremy Berger gets stage 2 wins. We wait for our top 10 to come across the line. As Joseph Causey, he's trying to hold off holding back other drivers of Uphold and Springer as they're coming across the line now. Whew! Jeremy Berger, what a call for himself.
And there's the caution as the top 10 have crossed. Berger gets it done. Wow. Stage 2.
Wow. And now it's the call. No longer will tire strategy calls be a big factor if we stay green, because we're expecting all drivers to take 4 tires when they make their green flag pit stop. But wow, what a call. That is Jeremy Berger's first stage win in 2 years as he's been running with these guys at L-TAC. Congratulations to Jeremy Berger finally getting a stage win in such a long time.
And now the leaders will come down to the pit lane, led by Berger, McGill, Watchhorn. Samuel, man, Berger, he passed those cars like they were sitting ducks there in turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows how strong tires are. As we're going to be seeing at pit road, Holden McGill, he was able to take the lead position after a great pit stop for the 21. He's had 2 great pit stops so far. We'll see if we can get a third and possibly steal the lead away. Berger gets into his box, but Berger overshoots for the 97. Oh, the lead position is wide open now.
Talk about heartbreak, excuse me there. Man, Berger overshot his pit stall, and this opens up the door for a new man. McGill's going to capitalize on it. Berger, with his slip, will at least have him come out second, which is not that bad, Samuel. Could have been worse.
Yeah, he's going to be coming out second. Looks like that Colin Stone going to be still out there. But we do need to take a step away. We have been, I'm so sorry to Sound Art. We've been cutting off your commercial. We're going to let it run all the way through. We'll be back when we come back to go green to race the end of stage number 3.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
L-TAC Cup Series playoff racing as these drivers starting round number 2. This is the 5th race of the playoffs, but race number 1 of round 2. As each round 4 races, and you get to reset after that round, getting themselves set up. It's been that of Merrick Watchhorn for most of stage 1 and stage 2 until those final about 15 laps saw Holden McGill show up, and that of Jeremy Berger with 2 tires stopped in the middle of stage 2 came away with stage 2 win. Mistakes for the 97 on pit road gives that Holden McGill now the lead point. It's Holden McGill, Jeremy Berger, Merrick Watchhorn, Logan Hamilton, and Sean Deal, your top 5. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Wesley Outland. Carlos Acosta's in production. Pace cars off. We race it to the end. Green flag is out. And Holden McGill, he got a much better start. And now they got to watch out for Watchhorn.
This is stage number 3. This is for all the marbles here. They'll have 74 laps to go when they took the green flag and the checkered flag, overtime if necessary. And McGill and Berger, Watchhorn, 1, 2, and 3, just like it ended in stage 2. They're back to the whip in the start of the final stage at the Rock off 4.
Jeremy Berger with a great launch out of turn 4. That seems to be the struggle point for McGill, as now he's going to be stuck on the high line, and here goes Watchhorn for second place. Jeremy Berger, he's got to hope that he can drive off and hope that 91 doesn't catch him, because it is going to be a tall building to hold off, as that 91 is quick and has been the odds-on favorite all night long.
Back to start finish. Berger is there. Look at the momentum that 97 machine had. And here's something else to think about as well, Samuel. He was mired with traffic all around him. Though they were lead lap cars, he was still mired around traffic. Now that he's got past the leaders and he's out in front of clean air, look at what a difference that makes for the leader in that 97 car.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to really find that spot. And also, we got to see from Holden McGill once he was about a half a second ahead of that of Watchorn. Watchorn never really had the speed to try to make the pass on the 21 until Jeremy Berger came with fresher tires to make the pass during the end of stage 1. But that fresh air we have seen, it is so dominant and so important to have. Question is, for some of these other drivers that have been in traffic, how well are they going to be able to push themselves forward? Logan Hamilton, he's been stuck in 4th. And some of the other drivers like Joseph, he's back in 7th position when he was battling in the top 3 for the longest time. But here comes the pass for the lead. It wasn't long. Watchorn trying to get the lead, but he gets on the apron. Got to be Watchy now coming out of the corner.
And closes in on Berger at the stripe by inches. Berger back to the lead. Watchorn, whole shot to the bottom. They're going to be side by side for the lead out of 2.
Berger's got to try to hold off as strong as we've seen the 91. The 97 of Berger's doing a great job, but finally the pass is confirmed. And there goes the 91, Merrick Watchorn, back where he's been most of this race. And now into 3rd, Logan Hamilton, a crossover move. Here comes Jeremy Berger on turn 1.
Berger trying to return the favor down to the inside. He's there. He went down below the apron, shot up the racetrack. Couldn't close in behind Watchorn. Watchorn now scampers away. Make it 2. Make it 3 car lengths now. He clears his way away from Berger. Hamilton now losing ground on the top 2. Well, that goes on. It's McGill, Peterson, Joseph, all in this battle as they go to turn 1. That's a 6-car pack single file, but they're all running down the 91 to Watchorn again at the Rock.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that helped out for Holden McGill during the middle of stage 2 when green flag stops were going on is Holden McGill had a great, fabulous start that put him in position to make the pass. But Holden McGill's back in 4th position. He's been having the best launches out of pit road, and now it's the question. I think if you're going to make the pass on Watchorn, it's got to be under pit road circumstances, which that's time we're looking for these drivers to pit around lap 160 to 165. That's the window we're looking for these drivers to make the green flag pit stop, but that's if we stay green.
Lap 135 of 200. Watchorn leads. Berger is 2nd. Hamilton, McGill, Peterson 5. Joseph, Butcher, Benjamin, Brooker, and Springer are currently, along with Stone, top 10. And everyone now beginning to close in and settle for this final stage to try to run down who is Watchorn, who has been the dominator, Samuel, this entire race so far at the Rock until he got mired by coming to the pits during the 2nd stage in a green flag pit stop, got a lap down, had to fight to get back on the lead lap, and simply just ran out of time, and in doing so, used up his tires. And Berger capitalized on it, but now those drivers are 1 and 2 as they cross the line. 63 to go at the Rock.
Yeah, we're seeing Jeremy Berger. He hasn't really been up in the top 5 most of this race. The furthest up we saw him before that pit stop strategy that gave him fresher tires over the rest of the field, he was running mired around 8th to 10th place for most of the running. Now he's up front. It seems like he's slowing down that of Logan Hamilton. And these drivers losing time and ground as the gap already up to over a 1.5 seconds. And looking at some of the other drivers out here, I'm looking at Joseph. He's back in 6th place, trying to catch up after he got kind of bogged down from Nate Brooker and Sean Deal. Both those drivers had great finishes at the end of stage 2 with fresh tires, but now they're losing ground and pushing some of these faster guys back.
Battle for 2nd. Hamilton, where did he come from? Got around Berger and McGill sideways down the back straightaway on Thunder Alley.
Just Jeremy Berger got sideways, and now it's going to be a lot of blocking defensive moves, and it might be accidental defensive moves on how these drivers are getting out of turn 2. It just seems like for these first 15 to 25 laps of a run, coming out of turn 2 is one of the trickier spots. Later on in the run, it's coming out of turn 4 and 2 that things get really tricky for these guys. Currently right now, Jeremy Berger, he's got to try to hold off Holden McGill, who we thought for a second there before Berger came out of nowhere, Holden McGill was going to win stage 2.
Watchorn, Hamilton, Berger now falling to 3rd. McGill and Peterson behind Berger. That's going on in the top 5. It's a 3-car battle for 3rd now, heating up out of turn number 2.
As here comes Holden McGill to the inside. Finally got fed up of being behind the 97. Seeing Logan Hamilton pulling away. but tapping the apron and pushing up to 21. The apron for some of these drivers seems to be helping them get around the corner, but you don't want to hit the apron through the center of the corner. It's going to pop you up as here goes Joseph. Joseph drifting, smoking, and able to hold on as he gets to the back bumper of the 52.
Can you say slip sliding away for Joseph, the pole car? He's now putting a 4-car battle fight for the top 3. The pole car now closes in behind McGill as they work their way with Peterson, Berger, McGill, Hamilton fighting for that spot into turn 1.
They're tail whipping, shimmying off the corner, putting everything they can do on this track. As the Rock has always been known as the track that you slip and slide. We've been seeing a lot of it. Berger falls back to losing more positions. And Joseph now has to figure out how to get by the 97.
What about Peterson just drifting up in front of McGill there, as well as that craziness? Here comes Joseph on the inside of Berger, finally clearing him for 5th. Watch this replay on the top right. Look at this move, Samuel.
Yeah, I mean, this was about 5 laps ago when the 20 was smoking up those tires, just coming in a little bit too hot. Didn't want to wreck the 52. But able to hold on. But Joseph up to 5th, and Jeremy Berger, he had the track position, and now it's kind of go for a net gain here for the rest of this race. It's all about holding on and hope that he can get those fresh tires and have an advantage over the rest of the field later on in the race. Again, drivers aiming towards around lap 165 for the window that we're going to be seeing drivers push themselves as far as they can go. 160 is the limit in the window to go as far as you can go.
Watch Horn won stage number 1 in fine fashion. Stage 2, he struggled, got back to battle there around, while Berger got stage 2. He was able to solidify a top 3, and now he's in lead in stage number 3. Game, set, match for Watch Horn as the 91 leads the pack with 2 seconds over Hamilton as we approach 50 laps to go here at the Rock.
Graham Peterson was trying his best to find an opening as we're now seeing some of the battling going on for 10th position. Colin Stone going to be pushed up, pushed back, uphold. Kazi, they move forward, and also the battling that's going on here for 6th place. Jeremy Berger, he is falling back quickly, running about 3/10 slower than the rest of the field. Butcher Benjamin's got to be careful, though, with the 97.
And Samuel, you got to realize they're going to pit around lap 160 to 165, and that is really going to be some tough implications to determine the outcome of this race here as well, unless we get a late race caution.
Oh, here comes the 6th right on the back bumper, and you're just seeing some of the drivers willing to get aggressive on the entry of turn 1. It seems to be a spot where drivers have different braking zones of figuring out how they want to get through these corners. That's working in the backstretch. Nate Brooker, as well as Colin Stone and Sean Deal. We stay green, but issues for some of our playoff drivers, that of Deal and Stone.
And Brooker still down below the apron in front of Benjamin there, Butcher Benjamin. And we will still stay green. No caution. Both cars spinning down below the apron. Maybe our producer.
Yellow waves.
And there's the caution
it's
actually
going to be
now.
Berger, Springer, contact between those drivers.
Wow.
Oh, the 6 goes airborne here. Butcher Benjamin and Berger, they were racing hard, but the 6 went airborne for a second. Well, this is going to be a wild replay.
There is the first caution. Brooker spinning. Stone as well, but the thing is, Samuel, they're below the bottom of the apron. That's why the caution was not thrown.
Yeah, that was the first incident that we were kind of concerned about, waiting if a caution would wait for that, and then about a lap later, as you saw Purcell able to get by, and then there's going to be the 33, and then here comes our leader, and then about around this time we saw that of the 6, as well as other drivers, hard contact for themselves. And it is just a mangled mess as more drivers coming into pit road, as this is going to put them in a situation you're going to see on the right side what brought the caution out.
Here it is, Berger in the wall, contact with Springer and up in the air and lifted him up. Wow. And he still landed on all 4s. Incredible.
Yeah, and luckily, I believe for Springer, he does have a fast repair to
20
work on
overshot
with,
his pit stall. Joseph overshoots his pit stall, Samuel. He had to go forward, he had to back up, and then he had to go forward again to get in his pit box.
There's some pluses and minuses to getting the pole position, because that's one of the tougher areas where you have to really crank it in to get in your pit box, and you easily can make a mistake. Joseph, he's going to lose a lot of ground. Up front, though, Sean Zeal, they'll be staying out. Same with Nate Brooker, but we're expecting Brooker to come in after that contact that he had. But these drivers pitting around here, it's going to be about 50 laps. They need to stretch their fuel. I think they're going to come up short. A lot of these drivers might be coming in. We're seeing some of them coming in, getting some more tops off. But for Colin Stone, who we saw in that first incident with Nate Brooker, he had already used his fast repair, so he's going to have to stay in, get some repairs done, and hope that he doesn't go a lap down.
Boy, we're setting ourselves up for a wild shootout here. Less than 50 laps to go, 48 remaining. You've got Watchhorn now battling alongside Deal. I think Deal will be a lost cause. Mean no disrespect. I mean, we've seen the top 3 fast cars, and they're right there within a pack with each other. Watchhorn, McGill, Berger, got to check on him. He fell all the way back to 8th. And again, Joseph all the way to 10th after that pit road mishap.
Yeah, he's going to be falling all the way back to 10th place, and now going to have to figure out how to cut his way through this traffic. But these drivers that have just pitted, they're going to be about 9 to 8 laps short from making it to the end. With this track being a mile length and you start saving immediately now, I think you might be able to save about 5 laps, but I'm expecting some of these drivers have to come in, do a splash and go to finish out this race, unless we get a late caution.
And that's the question. Will we see those late race caution flags? I got the feeling that we will.
Joseph Kazi coming in, trying to top off to try to help his possible chances of stretching it out as far as possible as he can go. But I think for Sean Deal, I think he's recognizing, hey, we're still gonna have to do another stop. Why not have this track position just in case a late caution comes out and I could still be up front with a possible chance to just come in pit road, get some service done, and have that track position. As here's our meme of the race for the fans out there, as we like to poke fun at at our race control at Nolan, and Carlos always having fun with some of these memes that he posts up every race.
Why is it? Bring it back, Carlos. Win the world. I wanted to voice over. No, we're getting ready to come back. Well, there we go. Why is it when there's in Nolan Rimple win the Mimi race, it is always you 3? Hamilton, Joseph, Peterson, puzzled. We're back to green. And obviously that was from the Discord. Yeah, but
yeah.
What the hell?
Harry Potter?
Was that? Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Damn, I lost my mind there for a second. Harry Potter.
That's not racetrack racing. That's the memes. That's up
right.
front. Merrick Watchorn, Logan Hamilton. Here comes Hamilton to the inside. The 12's been waiting for a shot contact. Watchorn gets tapped. Trips around, holds on. We stay green.
And he saved it.
Woo.
Wow. But you gotta wonder if he flat spotted the tires on that restart.
I mean, that is not going to be helping your
Holy
tire wear at
cow.
all. Almost some contact. More contact is being made. Joseph, he went from 10th up to 3rd. And
Watch
now
this.
he's continuing to move forward.
Boy, oh boy, Deal was not going to back away from, wow.
Yeah, that Logan Hamilton just came in a little bit too hot. We've been seeing that different drivers, different braking zones in turn number 1, and Watchhorn got the worst of it. Now he's going to be back about 0.6 seconds back, but the battle for 3rd place. Here comes Joseph. We saw that he made the mistake sliding through his pit box, but still not out of the race as he's got that of McGill to his outside. Driver's got to be careful. There he is, still sliding, coming out of 2.
Yeah, he's certainly not out of things just yet. Less than 43 laps to go. Hamilton now pulling the upset. He's that car out in front to the lead. Watchhorn in 2nd, McGill 3rd, and here comes Watchhorn reeling back in the 12, and you gotta wonder, Samuel Dyer, could there be some payback or a bump and run on the 12 for what he did to the 91 on the restart? He reels him in like bait on a hook out of 3 at the Rock.
I mean, you could give a little bit of a left tap, say I'm here, but I think for Watchhorn, he's got to recognize he's so much faster than the rest of the field.
Here he comes!
Right the bumper. Logan Hamilton did come over the radio after making the contact initially, saying I'm sorry, and but who knows?
It's too late to say sorry now.
He's just giving it up.
He just gave it up. Oh, are you kidding me? He gave it up and just said, take it.
I mean, he got close going into turn 1. You knew you possibly could have made contact again. Battle for third place, side by side. Joseph able to make a pass on Holden McGill, and McGill able to finally drop down, but whoop, drama up front.
Wow. I mean, he literally just said, hey, man, take it. And honestly, Watchhorn is the fastest car, Samuel.
Oh, yeah. He really is the fastest out there. As Wesley, I think there might be a little bit of feedback going through your microphone, but these guys putting on a show up front.
Under 40 laps to go. Watchhorn, Hamilton, Joseph, McGill, Peterson. It's getting good at Rockingham.
The battle for the lead. Hamilton's keeping it close. Joseph doing his best to move forward. The driver still debating a little bit on some of the contacts that we've been seeing here tonight after this last restart, but still, it looks like that of Holden McGill losing ground, falling back. Jeremy Berger, he's in the mix of things once again in fifth, about to be up to fourth.
What is this? Tell him.
More memes.
Off. SpongeBob, assert yourself. That's my ice cream cone. Great. Now let him have it. You can have it. Oh, you gotta love Carlos. I love it.
Hey,
Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Hamilton spilled the beans.
As to the lead, Logan Hamilton finally gets back Brown. He gave it up last time, but now he's actually fighting back. Get that little bit of respect, and now Joseph, he's coming with a head of steam, running about 0.6 faster after that little bit of you take the lead, no, you take it. Hot potato going on with our front two, and here comes the rest of the pack on the back bumper of our leaders.
Well. Hamilton back to the lead. Got a round Watchhorn. I gotta wonder, Samuel, if something's happened to the 91's car, whether it's been tightened up from getting loose there earlier, if we might be worried about the tires. There he goes, getting past like a lost cause. As there goes the pole car, Joseph, who was 10th, mind you, on the restart after a pit mishap on the last caution flag. He's now back to second. Watchhorn falling to third. Peterson trying to go after Watchhorn for third now in 3.
Yeah, Peterson is right there. Watchhorn's falling back, and I'm trying to look to see if the 91 has any damage, and it looks like it's just that rear right damage from when he got contact from Logan Hamilton, and also he went sliding, using up his tire wear sooner than he wanted to, so the guy could be the biggest factor on why the 91 is falling back now through the field, which this is great for those front runners of Hamilton and Joseph, because the further back the 91 goes, that means he's got to make all that time up once he gets fresh rubber. Sean Deal, Brooker, both coming into pit road, trying to get service done for both of those machines. It looks like they might also have a little bit of damaged tires going on to the 3. And for Deal as well, tires for those drivers. As you see, Peterson, got to be careful.
Wow.
We're just seeing everyone third back to fifth on top of one another.
One by one. Picking them off one by one. Hamilton. Joseph now second. Watchhorn under attack for Peterson for third. Butcher Benjamin now in that mix, and here comes Burger King again.
Jeremy Berger able to get some repairs done on the 97. It's been a long day for himself. Won stage 2 after a complete rebound from the way that stage 1 went for himself. But in front of him, I mean, you've got that of Butcher Benjamin, who has just been lingering around 6th, 7th, finally inside of the top 5. And you've got Peterson, who's just been lingering around the top 5 all race long. And Watchhorn, what happened to the 91? That is the biggest question here tonight, as he was dominant during stage 1. For most of stage 2, he's the dominant car. But ever since the end of stage 2, it has been a question mark of what is going on for this driver.
All right, Samuel, we're down to 30 laps to go. Do we see anybody pit? Do we see another money stop? Or do you think we're going to see somebody get a bumper to cause a caution?
Well, we already know 2 drivers that have pitted. That's going to be Sean Deal, Nate Brooker. And then we had some drivers that decided to pit top off before we went green. That's going to be led by that of Joseph Causey back in 9th and all the way back to 12th position. All those drivers topped off on fuel. So we'll see if possibly they can save enough. But for our front runners, with how hard they've been racing, I'm concerned that maybe they might run out with 3 laps to go. I don't know if they're going to have enough fuel to make it, but it is going to be close. If they somehow are able to save while running around here, props to them, but it is going to be very close if they can make it to the end.
There you see Hamilton. There's actually, there's Berger trying to get around McGill's car. We're hearing that they're going to have to at least pit for fuel. Wow. He just bounced off the wall. Did you see them sparks? McGill just hit the wall, guys.
I mean, he's bouncing off the ground. I mean, those sparks might just be from how much they're scraping off the floor as well. These guys...
Bottoming out, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, this course is so bumpy. It is a cheese grater to tires, but these drivers trying their best to save fuel currently, and that's why we're seeing Holden McGill and Jeremy Berger extremely off the pace compared to the drivers in front of them. They're being about 6/10 off of the pace is that of the 21 and the 97 compared to our front 5 that have been just on a complete go as fast as you can. Probably trying to just build up that lead so that when they come in top off, they got a big enough gap to not worry about the drivers that are in save mode.
25 laps to go here at the Rock, and it is down to crunch time here. Who will prevail in round 23, the next round of the playoffs? And remember, it's not winning you're in. You're accumulating points. You're doing all that you can. And look at the Burger King on the upper left. Here you go. Have it your way, Whopper Man.
I
saw that, Carlos.
He's doing his best right now. As there goes Jeremy Berger falling back, losing another position again. Joseph Causey doing his best out there. But Burger King, hello, how are you doing? Do want to give a note, Colin Stone, one of our playoff drivers, he did have to park it. He used his fast repair in the first 10 laps of this race. About 8 laps ago, came off of turn number 2, hard into the inside wall, and his day has come to a close for the 43.
Watch that Burger King start ending up on different parts of the screen. He's up on the upper left right now. There he is. Now he's going to end up on the bottom. He's going to end up on the top right. He's going to end up in the middle. Burger King is on the prowl here, cheering on Berger in 97.
Jeremy Berger won stage 2. We'll see if this strategy of backing off is going to be the winning strategy, as he is extremely off the pace. He's backed off over a full second from where he was before.
Yeah.
Bear Coupled reporting he'll be coming in 8th place.
He's fighting that car. Do you see him fighting the car? Here comes cars coming down to the pit lane as well.
Yeah,
understand he's saving fuel, Samuel.
Yeah, Jeremy Berger and that of Holden McGill both on extreme save mode, but that of Berger on the biggest of save modes. He was running about a full 1.5 seconds slower than our leaders. Hi, Burger King, how are you doing? And now going to be seeing some of the drivers. Bear Guppold coming into pit road. Also, here comes Watchhorn and that of Peterson into pit road. Almost contact between the 91 and the 52. Our leaders cannot make it. They have to come in.
And this will cycle around and give Hamilton the lead as now Watchhorn comes in. So does Peterson. And Samuel, the 20 car. Joseph up to 3rd.
Here comes
Butcher
the 12
Benjamin
and the 20.
now the leader. Yes.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin out here. The drivers that are questionable if they can make it. Joseph Causey, who's in 3rd. He's the one that's on my radar of gotta wonder if he saved enough. He topped off before they went green, and he's been running hard, understanding that he needs to get up to Holden McGill, who's been on save mode. Now into pit road, the 1 of Butcher Benjamin, who misses the pit entry. He'll have to go back in. Yellow coming out. Oh, the 92, Bear Uphold, spun around, yellow flag waves.
Uphold spins the orange 92 machine from King of the Hill. The Ford, caution.
This is all on his own, spinning around.
This changes everything.
It does. I mean, you've got yourselves 6th on back that already came into pit road. They're going to be a lap down, trying to take the wave around. Burger King flashing, trying to make sure we know where he's at.
He's happy.
That's
I was about to say,
an
what is he
earlier
doing?
caution
just
before,
happy to
and
be
this
here.
is
What can I say?
this is what happened. This was what brought out our yellow, coming loose out of turn 4 and across the line,
Whoa!
spinning around.
King of the Hill is in the hill, if you will, in the wall. King of the Hill is up in the wall.
Ooh, an interesting call from Jeremy Berger, who might be out of tires, so he might have to be trying a different strategy for the 97. So he's going to be staying out 33 laps on these tires, while Holden McGill, Benjamin, all coming in, and again, looking at the wreck. A lot of drivers 7th on back, going to have
King
to
of
take
the
the wave
Hill,
around.
look at the King of the Hill on the thinger. Right there, right there, down, right there. I just put that car down there in that wall, boy, and I tell you what, that thing didn't feel good there, Dale Samuel.
It doesn't feel good.
Oh, I've lost it.
Oh, man. Don't worry, Mr. Hill sells propane and propane accessories, so if you need any, go to King of the Hill.
Cue up the King of the Hill theme. Do what?
We got to be careful of copyrights.
Scaredy cat. Gotta be vengeful sometimes. You gotta not be afraid. Take chances.
We'll talk to Jeff's staff now about that if we want to put ourselves in that situation. Jeff, what do we do?
Don't you listen to Wesley there, Dale. That ain't gonna get you in trouble. All right, so this is boy, this is gonna be fun, gentlemen. Here you go.
We
wanted to shoot out. We got one.
Jeremy Berger just put a lot of drivers in a questionable spot, as due to the fact that Jeremy Berger stayed. Oh no, pocket sand.
Pocket sand. There you go.
But with Jeremy Berger staying out, that is going to be leaving us with only a total of 6 drivers on the lead lap, trapping that of Joseph Watchhorn all a lap down. Oh, and there's not enough time for them to race around, get themselves back for a chance to win this thing.
Well, I mean, they get a caution, they're back in business.
But they were banking on a wave around, but because the 97 didn't come in, none of those drivers were able to take the wave around.
That's right, they're stuck.
Woo! 6 drivers on the
Wow.
lead lap. Logan Hamilton, he's going to be the end of the line with the lucky dog spot.
Wouldn't it
Everyone
be
sticks
something
up.
if the Burger steals one? Look at the Burger King. Look at it.
It was a tire strategy that worked out for the Burger King machine of Jeremy Berger to get the win at stage 2. I don't know if this is the call.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I've never seen anything like this before. Is it?
Welcome to Carlos's amazingness. This is what happens week after week.
Friday nights with L-TAC. I've definitely got to come back again. Oh my goodness. Pace car is in with 15. Now making 14 to go at the Rock. All bets are off.
A little bit of a jam up on the high side, and Jeremy Berger on those older tires got a great launch for himself, but watch out, drivers. They're getting a little bit hectic there, as it looked like the 33 had to go off the apron, but watch out, might go 3 wide going into turn 3.
Oh, wow, here we go. Here we go, 3 wide, up the middle. Look at this, up the middle, McGill. Burger, hot dog between the bun. He's the burger between the bread. Look at this.
Joseph Kazi, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin. Watchhorn's trying to unlap himself as we're seeing our front 2 battling it out. Lap car to the outside. It's been the fastest guy all night long. Getting out of shape. That's going to be, I believe, the 12. Woo! Lap car.
Boys. It's go time, boys. Bottom line, it's go time.
I mean, the 91 just trying to unlap himself at this point. He is a lap car. Goal, unlap himself. The 88, the U. He is our leader currently, trying to hold off the 1 of Butcher Benjamin, who we really haven't thought of as a winner, but here it comes, extremely low, late block by the 88. They try to hold on through 3 and 4.
Did you see Peterson about get up in the fence there? That could have brought out a caution. They are fighting as intent as they have been all race long. It is literally down to the wire. 11, now make it 10 laps to go. Now you have him back on the lead lap, the number 91. He's back on the lead lap. If a caution was to come out, he'd be on the lead lap, but Where did Causey come from? Look at Butcher, Benjamin, McGill, Hamilton. This has really shook things up, and it's all because of the Burger King car. Burger literally threw an audible, and it put everybody in the back. Look at Elmo. Elmo's on fire.
Madness! It's madness! Joseph Causey up front, Butcher Benjamin.
It's anarchy. It's anarchy at L-TAC.
The last time we saw Causey win was at the season finale of the regular season at Charlotte, where Causey was just dominant up front. He's trying to do his best to win here again. Butcher Benjamin, though, this is massive for himself. Holden McGill, though, he's about a second and a half back for Butcher Benjamin. It's a two-horse race to finish this thing out, unless a late caution comes.
And you see Watchorn, he has scampered away. That shows how fast that car is, though he's a lap down. How fast he's pulled away from Causey, from Butcher Benjamin, from McGill, from Hamilton and Berger. Nonetheless, 8 to go at Rockingham. They're still fighting it out for the final spots in the turn 2.
Jeremy Berger certainly gave this the best shot to get a net gain here tonight. With him staying out and not allowing the rest of the field to get a wave around, a 5th place position finish for himself is looking great. Possibly 6th place as he's got Kevin Franks behind him.
Question is, could we see that LRC, the late race caution, to bunch everybody back up again here and make it one wild shootout here down Thunder Alley in the back straightaway at Rockingham? It's Causey, Butcher Benjamin now trying to close in on his prey. That's for the lead. They're coming to the line. 6 to go at Rockingham.
The late caution does come out. It's the 20 behind our leaders as they're side by side. Got a careful to number 1. Little bit of rubbing, pushing up the 88. Here comes the 20. He's a lap down car trying to get on lap himself.
Here comes Joseph. He's also trying to get Peterson there as well.
Oh, no!
Oh! Lap cars trying to pick on the lead lap car. 5 to go. Butcher Benjamin under attack at the Rock.
Lap cars forcing the 1 to lose ground. Causey's up with a second lead over the 1 machine, and this is great for the 88. But for the 1, this has got to be terrifying, having lap machines willing to be so aggressive here late as we're coming to 4 laps to go.
Yeah, for Butcher Benjamin, he's in the snake's patch, if you will. The lap cars are reeling him in, and they are not going to be relentless. They fight and claw their way, trying to get around the 1 car, trying to get back on the lead lap. 4 to go at Rockingham, with Causey still leading. Butcher Benjamin now finally clears away from those lap cars out of 2.
Those lap cars, Joseph, Graham Peterson, they're both battling to see who's going to be the driver on the lead on the last car lap down so they can get that lucky dog position. It's very important on how well they're battling here, because if a late caution comes out, that wave around most likely will not come for those drivers. You need that lucky dog spot.
3 laps to go. Causey is still the man out in front of the 88 machine. There's a Category 4 Hurricane about to reach Category 5 at the Rockingham, and it is all Causey. No one can catch him. He has put that car in stealth mode. Butcher Benjamin clearing by the lap cars. 2 to go at Rockingham as Peterson bounces off the wall, getting sideways.
Almost every race that Joseph Causey has shown up to, he's finished in the top 2. No surprise that he's been up front late in this race. Still hard racing to figure out who's going to get that 8th place position. But coming out of turn number 3, it's our CRN 1 to go.
1 more lap to go. The CRN 1 to go. For more details, go to wearecrn.com. I promote it because it's also my company and I'm the boss man. Causey, the Hurricane, final time out of turn 2 at Thunder Alley at the Rock.
There's no one close. There's no time for another caution. Just run smooth. There's no one near you. Joseph Causey through oh my goodness, through 3 and 4. He's going to get the win here at the Rock, starting round number 2. The 88 gets the win at Rockingham.
Causey, upset win on the late race restart. Butcher Benjamin 2nd, McGill 3rd, Hamilton, Franks. There goes Burger King across the line. And because of that, his crazy scenario in the shootout warped everything and made a totally drastic audible in this race. No one would have thought Causey was going to win. He wins here at the Rock tonight.
Madness. Just utter madness. Elmo's freaking out as the 88 gets to burn it down here at the Rock. First time that we've been racing at the Rock for the L-TAC Cup Series. And it certainly came out with a bunch of smoke. I mean, these drivers, stage 1, it was all Watchhorn. Stage 2 comes around, a late decision by that of Jeremy Berger to win stage 2. And then a late race decision from Berger to stay out, forcing most of the field to be stuck one lap down. It gives a shot for Causey to get the win. As Purcell, he's going to be getting himself in trouble there, back finishing in 14th position. But Wesley, whew, that was a wild one here late.
That was a good one. That was a good one down to the stretch. And it came down to the wire, and look at Causey picking him up and burning him down. Boy, I'll tell you, what a race here tonight at Rockingham. Now look at the manufacturers as they cross the line. Causey in a Chevrolet, Butcher Benjamin in a Chevrolet, Hey McGill in a Chevrolet. What do you know? A Chevrolet for Hamilton and a Chevrolet finally for the top four. Fifth was a Ford of Franks, Berger in a Chevrolet, and of course, Causey will put it at Rockwell Automation's victory lane at the Rock.
Absolutely brilliant way, as we'll take a look at our final results. And gotta say, for that of Joseph Causey, what a run for himself here, just putting himself in the best position. Your top 10 going to be that of Joseph Causey, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Holden McGill with 4th place, going to be Logan Hamilton, Kevin Franks with a 5th place finish for himself, Jeremy Berger going to be in 6th, Merrick Watchhorn, last car on the lead lap after unlapping himself. Then in 8th, going to be the first car one lap down, Joseph, Jeremy Peterson, and then Grant Peterson, and Barrick Uphold your top 10.
And Nate Brooker will finish a lap down in 11th. Sean Deal, 12th. He had kind of a little outcome of deciding that race in the 44 on that last restart. Robert Pattengale will finish 13th. Stephen Purcell will finish 15th, followed by Colin Stone, Richard Springer, Anthony Musetti, and Frank Flores III. He had a bad night from the drop of the green. He will settle 176 laps down in the last position of 18 cars that took the green here tonight for the L-TAC Cup Series playoffs in round 23 here for the Rock 200.
We're going to give a big thank you to that of the Sound Art. We'll get a commercial break, and when we are back, we'll talk to our top 3 that snuck away with Joseph Causey getting the win.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Dramatic way that we're going to finish out here for the Rock 200. It's L-TAC playoff racing, and it was Joseph Causey getting the win. And our other two drivers are going to be talking to Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Holden McGill. We're starting off with 3rd place runner Holden McGill. Holden, it was a weird end to this race. A lot of troubles on where to place cars because of that late caution and Jeremy Berger staying out, but a 3rd place finish for yourself here tonight.
Is that a question or a statement?
It's more of a statement
really
into how was this race for yourself here tonight, and were you expecting it to be as dramatic as it was?
Just from how much wrecking was going on in practice, yeah, I was expecting a good bit of drama, but it just felt like 200 laps of trying not to wreck.
And Wesley, you got a question?
Well, I'll tell you what. McGill, man. This race definitely had its crazy share of moments. You literally was catbird seat several times. Late race cautions, it changed everything. And there was one time where you definitely were battling there with Peterson and obviously with Watchhorn and everyone in this mix. The strategy of that last caution, did that really change the offset of the way the race was going to happen for you? At least you came back and you got a top 3 in the deal.
Yeah, I think it saved me from a bad decision. I was planning to just go to the end on whatever gas I had, and it was getting really tight with about 20 to go, and I was starting to really doubt it. And then it happened to work out to where I was still in the lead lap and didn't have to do a whole lot to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, Holden, tonight, dramatic third place finish for yourself, but it gets even crazier. We're going to Bristol next week. How are you feeling about these 2 short tracks starting out round number 2?
I think it'll be good. I enjoy Bristol, except for, as everyone knows, there's nowhere to run. So glad I had a good night tonight, just in case something goes south next week.
Holden, again, a great third place finish for yourself. Got some good bonus points from the stages, and now the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
I want to thank my teammates, thank my sponsor, PTW Setups, thank the admins, and thank y'all for putting on a good broadcast. Can't wait to go watch it.
That's Holden McGill getting a third place finish for the 21. And now we'll move over to the 1 that finished in second, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor, you had a shot there. You were running with Joseph Causey, but then lap traffic kind of pushed you back. If there wasn't lap traffic, did you feel like you had a shot there to win this race?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I got a run on him, and I mean, I get he was, driving a little defensive, which I don't blame him. But then, I also get that the 20 and whoever was behind him were racing for the lucky dog. But it's like, I don't know, just would have appreciated them to not interfere with a battle for the lead. I mean, I didn't really have much business being up battling for the lead anyway. I really caught a break with staying out an extra lap, and I was pulling on the pit road under green to get my tires, and I just happened to see the 92 in front of me spin out on the track, and so I turned back on the track and luckily got the caution. So, I mean, it was setting me up for a really good situation, and I mean, still came out second, but if Jeremy hadn't stayed out, which I don't think he had any tires, but if I could have been the control car, it might have been a little different outcome, but still a solid day for the Mountain Dew Chevy Camaro Z01, and I really do like this track and glad to get the result to show it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor, Butcher Benjamin, man, you were right there, especially within the 100 things as it came down to the end. But talk about the survival of not only trying to run down Causey for the win, holding off McGill for second, but you got lap cars all the way around. You're fighting off those last 30 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I know those guys were going to be pretty frustrated and driving aggressive based on what just happened to them with the timing of the caution and who was getting back on the lead lap and who was getting trapped. So I knew they were pretty going to be pretty aggressive, but still would have liked a little more, I guess, courtesy towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor, it certainly was unexpected on how the lap cars are going to be running around you there late, but still a second place finish, some good stage points as well. Similar question to kind of what I asked Holden. We're going to short track Bristol next week. A solid finish here tonight. Does that give you some confidence knowing that if there is something that blips up, takes you out during Bristol, you just had a solid day here to start off this round?
Well, it certainly helps, but as we know, I mean, anything can happen there. It's just like what Jeremy Mayfield once said. Once you go to Bristol, it's like putting all those cars in a washer, and once everybody's done, they've lost a sock or two. But that place is pretty crazy. But I expect to run well next week and get another good solid finish.
That's going to be the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. But before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
And just thank RCS Racing, Richard Springer. He was running well until he had some bad luck. Ryder Strauss, even though he wasn't here tonight. And also give a shout out to Sam Baumgarten. He spotted me last week at a twin ring, helped me to a top 5 here, and he wasn't here tonight, but certainly some of the just overall tips he gave me certainly helped me tonight. And thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and thanks for all the admins to what they do behind the scenes.
That's Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and good luck next week at Bristol.
Yep, thank you.
And to victory lane, we find ourselves with Joseph Kazi. Joseph, it seemed like the last time we saw you win was in dominant fashion at Charlotte. Here tonight, kind of a different way of getting the win done, but hey, how was the end of this race for yourself?
I wasn't looking to get the win here. I was trying different things, trying to stay back a little bit. Before the last caution we got, when we took that restart, I was planning to go the whole way. I was clutching big time, saving fuels, but I should have made it. But who knows who else was going to do the same thing. And when we got the caution, I just took advantage of it as best I could and tried to take off.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kazi, the old cliche is it's not over until the fat lady sings, and it's right down to the home stretch. That pit stop on the caution, that last caution, obviously, we saw a lot of cars hanging back. We saw a lot of strategy. We saw Berger really throw an audible and block guys like Watchhorn and McGill and try to push them back. But, man, you literally just had everything work for you. And it just, my colleague Samuel was saying, every time you come here, you're either second. How does it feel now to finally get a win for sure? It's been a while since you've won on the series as well.
I've been here for a couple of weeks, and I don't know. I just had some things come up, and I wanted to come out today and see what kind of result I could get. So, and it came out great.
Yeah, that it did. Joseph, you've been showing up every single time you come out here. You're one of the favorites to win this thing. And are there any other races that are coming up that you're kind of circling up that you might come back and race for as a non-playoff driver?
I might come for Bristol. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, hopefully we do get to see you show up. Joseph Kazi, congratulations on your win, and the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
I'd like to thank y'all for the broadcast. I'd like to thank L-TAC for having me here and letting me race and stink up the show at the end. and my team, Performance in Sport. I was with them on the other Discord, talking to them while I was racing this. So, yeah, that's about it.
That's Joseph Kazi in the 88, getting the U, another win here this season. Congratulations on your win there, Joseph, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
Well, Wesley, round 2, it came with a lot of sparks. The driver we thought was going to win finishes out in 7th place with Merrick Watchhorn, but the rest of the field scattered all over the place because of those late cautions. What were some of your final thoughts here tonight?
Oh, it was pretty good, man. A fun time here tonight at the Rock at Thunder Alley. And Samuel, thanks for the invite, and Nolan and Charles and Jeff and everybody with LSRTV having me come in and join you, bud. I know we worked some other races with other leagues, but this was fun. I'd like to do the L-TAC series again when I can. Awesome work in the production chair by Mr. Acosta, Charles, and man, Carlos did good, and props to Kazi. Literally, it's anarchy at the Rock. Exactly right. And it was a good time, Samuel. Thanks for having me, bud.
Well, thank you for coming up in the booth. It's a revolving door of who's going to be talking with me up here, but it's always fun working with you, Wesley. And here tonight, again, Carlos, you're on top of it, even with anarchy that's going on. Late cautions came in. Jeremy Burger King, had to make a lot of late race decisions on the end of stage 2, got the win there in a late stay out, but a lot of drivers stuck a lap down, giving that of Joseph Kazi the win. But it's just the start of round 2. 3 more races to go. Bristol, Las Vegas, Homestead. It is going to be a lot of traffic for these drivers to deal with next week at Bristol, and can't wait for it. L-TAC Racing next week. We'll see you then.